Hi, I have great news for you. You can stop buying probiotic supplements and instead make your own. Here's a quick and easy fermented vegetable recipe, and in this specific demo, I'm using my favorite crunchy vegetable, carrots. The simple ingredients for this recipe are a bag of organic baby carrots, so you don't have to do any chopping, 2 to 3 garlic cloves, 1½ tablespoon of sea salt, 32 ounces of filtered water, and a bay leaf. Also, you can add any additional vegetables that you have on hand and that are your favorites also. A mason jar with a lid works best, and that's really all you need. But there are some additional things that make fermenting vegetables a bit easier. You'll see me using these toward the end of the video. These are airlocks and fermentation weights. I'll also include links to these in the description below. So let's get started. Here are the chopped garlic, the bag of organic baby carrots, and I took an additional jar and made my brine. That is just 1½ tablespoon of salt and filtered water. And I also like to add in additional seasoning. Feel free to do so. I'm using this organic no salt seasoning. Here are the airlocks and the grommet lids that I mentioned earlier. And you'll also see me use the fermentation weight also in just a bit. So here's the simple process. Begin by adding all the carrots to a mason jar. I sometimes take out those that have been split. Add in the garlic. And then add in some additional seasonings. Add in a bay leaf. I recently read that bay leaves bring balance to the nervous system, especially in cases of anxiety and depression. And from my past experience, bay leaves help keep your vegetables crunchy, especially if using cucumbers to make pickles. I had these cauliflower hanging out in my fridge, being marinated for later, and I decided to go ahead and add some of those to this ferment also. Now all that's left to do is to pour in the brine. So here's how to use the additional supplies to make fermenting easier. I just insert the weight, and the weight will keep all the veggies beneath the brine. You want to make sure that you're going to get that pretty level inside of the jar. Oh, and if you're using a fermentation weight, most are made to fit inside of wide mouth jars. Here's the lid. I actually made this lid on my own, but the link below will already have these lids ready to go for you. I also pour a bit of the brine into the airlock and assemble it, and this will keep bugs out of your ferments while allowing the air bubbles to escape. Otherwise, if you fill the jar too far to the top, the water may begin to spill out of the lid because of the air bubbles that are made during fermentation, but this allows the air bubbles to escape. So here's last week's ferment, and this is the one that we just made, and this will be ready in about 3 days. Add the date to the top of the lid just so you don't forget. In the description below, I also put a link to this printable that I created, which has my favorite recipe, first one that I ever started making. And when I share this recipe with people who've never even had fermented vegetables or sauerkraut, they really like it. It's a really sweet recipe of purple cabbage and pineapple. So get the link below. I think you'll enjoy it.